Well, it's been a while. You've got questions and I've got answers. You probably already got a few looking at that. First off, just want to say I haven't uploaded in so long just because I've had so much to deal with so quickly since the last time I uploaded that basically I just couldn't find the time to come back to this channel and upload. Just, I don't want to get into it. It's just a lot. And so I apologize to anyone who was kind of hoping and looking forward to another video and just was kind of a bit disappointed. I don't know if I have to apologize, but I feel like I need to. But yeah, also, you're probably wondering, it's 1.12, not 1.11. What happened? Where's 1.11? Well, 1.11 footage. So I ended up recording 1.11 and 1.12, but I didn't edit 1.11 and I hadn't really done most of the episode of 1.12, so I'd basically hardly started it. So I'm kind of doing 1.11 and 1.12 in one video because I lost the footage of 1.11 when cleaning out my hard drive. And so I can't really get that footage back, and I also can't undo what I've already done in game. So I kind of have to just skip. The good news about that is 1.11 and 1.12 aren't too crazy. 1.11 brought us shulker boxes, observers, woodland mansions, which is big, illagers and pillagers, and totems of undying. So that was something I did. I did find a mansion. I don't remember what the coordinates were in my book here. I don't think I have it, right? Yeah. Okay. So honestly, I have no idea. I think because I don't have the footage, I can't find those coordinates. So it's kind of lost, unfortunately. But last time, you did not see this, but from the beginning of the video, you were probably like, what am I looking at? This is what used to be was sugarcane and wheat farm, and we turned it into a tavern called the Soiled Soldier. I was kind of proud of that. We got some potions up here, and we also got a bunch of music discs. I can't remember. Okay, yeah, so we got all of them. We got all of them, and that took a really long time. I tried to make a system with observers where it would automatically detect when the jukebox was done playing, and it would send a signal, and then it would put another disc into it and take the other one out, and it would kind of always play music with all the music discs in the game. But unfortunately, it didn't really work, so we still have to kind of manually do it. I think in the future it'll work, but for right now it's not working. So yeah, kind of unfortunate, but yeah, this is the tavern. There's upstairs. I just wanted to make this area kind of feel like it was alive. It felt very dead. You know, anything that's built in like Minecraft beta and alpha is just so like desolate that you're just like, ugh, you know. So I figured adding this would help a lot. We added a path to go there, obviously. And then another thing I did was in here, we leveled out the castle. So there was no more hills. We added a bunch of sheep in here for wool. And we have all this grass, and so this is like totally leveled out. And then we have this little blacksmith area over here, and I think in the future I want to add some more shops as well around here. I think that's why I wanted to flatten it out. Okay, so if you remember also last time, what I mean by last time is last video, we made this area down here for all the villagers. I don't think we got enough, but from what I remember, the breeder wasn't very good. Like, it kind of worked, but then it didn't, because you needed like 2 different types of villagers. Like, they had to have different professions or something like that, and they like couldn't have had kids already or something. Like, they can't just like spam forever. So I think we kind of got stuck with this, which I'm not even really like totally opposed to as well. Like, I don't know if we really need more villagers. Like, I mean, we have like the infinite money glitch up here, because remember, they have like infinite trades. I think we're okay. I'm not really going to add more villagers. I think we're good for now. Something I really wanted to do was go to the Nether and make a hub. And the reason I want to make a Nether hub is because I want to have like all of our items in an area that is safe. Like an area that no one can really get to, but also because I think in the future we're going to end up traveling through the Nether a lot. and it's going to be significantly more convenient to just stop by here on the roof and get items rather than go back into the overworld and get all of our stuff and then come back and then do it all over again, because I don't really want to be limited by distance. So yeah, so what I want to also do is make an ice farm, and then I also want to set up kind of a new area for how I want to, for what I want to build. I think I just want to make like an outline. I don't really want to build all of it right now because I'm kind of unsure for what I'm going to even put in it in the first place. So I'm just going to make the outline, and then I also going to make an ice farm just for the sake of making a highway, because it's a major pain to not have any ice. So I think we're going to do that first. So to be honest with you, I don't really know how to make an ice farm. It doesn't seem that crazy. I imagine it's just a bunch of water. I have seen videos where like I kind of understand how the most basic ones work. So I'm just going to kind of work off that and then sort of make my own design. I think I want it to be pretty big. We're going to make this out of wood. The outsides where the ice will be contained will be made out of wood, because when you're insta mining and if you make it out of stone, you might end up mining the frame. So if you make it out of wood, you're not going to run into that problem. So I think we're going to build this over here, out in this area. I hope it doesn't like become like an eyesore. I don't imagine it will. But we can definitely put it out of the way if we need to. We have an elytra, so it's you know, it's not a big deal. We got to remember this is valuable land because, you know, we're never going to get terrain generation like this again. So I think kind of trying to get this out of the way is a good idea. Okay, I think right here is probably good. I'm just going to clear this area out. Just so we're clear, this thing is going to be absolutely disgusting to look at, so don't have any high expectations. What we're going to do is we're just going to turn all this wood into planks and just try to use as much of this as we can and just create like a huge, just a massive area, because ice takes a while to freeze and we need a lot of ice. And I don't really know how much we're going to need. Like, this might not be enough in the future. It might be a nice addition, but I think we're just gonna try it anyway. So okay, I'm just gonna keep filling in this area. I just don't want this to look super wonky. I want it to look flat and at least somewhat natural terrain. Okay, I think I'm pretty good here. This seems like enough. It's also nighttime, so now I gotta figure this out. I'm just gonna fly back and sleep. Can't find a sheep at all. Okay, so we're just gonna start out with some wood. I don't think I need a specific way of doing this. I don't think there's any kind of strategy. It's just place a bunch of water in a container. So as I'm kind of building this here, I kind of wanted to go over what I was going to do with the lore, because I know that I've explained in other videos that I want to make some kind of lore videos, but I never really got around to doing it because, one, I don't know how to write. And that's a bit of a problem for me, and I think I signed myself up for too much that I wasn't able to do that I thought I'd be able to pull off, and I couldn't do it. So I'm still going to do it. It's just not going to be very fast at all. But the nice thing about this big break that I've had is that I've spent a lot of time just coming up with a bunch of ideas for it and kind of doing a lot of it. Honestly, the only thing I really need to do is write a script, because the way I want to make the videos is sort of like a storytelling format that will sort of set up our environment for how we want to orient our builds in the future, if that makes sense. Like, we can talk about a story and it'll have certain places and locations, people, what they do, what their motivations are, just a lot of world building. And that gives us a ton of ideas for what we can build later on in the future, and that's kind of what we're going to do after we do the beta to release series that we're doing right now. But yeah, it's a long process. It's not very easy. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so it kind of ends up becoming an infinite project, and so I'm really trying to get all the good bits out of it and just do what I can to get a video like that out, because honestly, some of the ideas I have, I'm super excited about. You know, it's a good idea sometimes because like you'll be scared someone else is going to take your idea and you're like, oh my God, I need to do this right now. Okay, so what I'm doing here is, the reason I have these slabs is because what happens is the water won't freeze if there's a block above it. So we need a water block in the middle, or at least throughout the whole thing, to be able to have the rest of it freeze. Now, I just realized I made a mistake because this thing actually isn't a square when it should be, because then this diagonal line will work, so hold on. Okay, there's the perimeter. I think it's going to be kind of tricky, but we're going to need to place a lot of water. Actually, now I think about it, I wonder if I can use this as an infinite source. Oh, okay. Yes, that made everything so much easier. Okay, there we go. Wow, that was really easy, actually. And there we go. So I had no idea that's how water worked, so if you're ever curious, always make a diagonal line and put the water under it. Yeah, so that was actually really fast. So let's do the math here, though. So how much ice will we get? That's kind of the main question. It's 35 by 35, right? It's a square, so I don't need to think about this too hard. And then, so 35 times 35. Okay, so 1,225 blocks. Remember, that's not packed ice, that's regular ice. So divide that by 9, that is 136. I gotta be honest, that's not fun. So, considering how easy that was, I think we're just gonna do another one. Because I can't remember if it's 4 ice for a packed ice or it's 9 ice for a packed ice, but then it's 4 for blue ice, or maybe it's just both of them are 9. I don't know. Okay, so it's definitely 9 ice for a packed ice. Actually, I don't even know if packed ice is in this update now that I think about it, so I could be just totally wrong here. Just try it. A crafting table. Okay, yeah, packed ice doesn't even exist. So for now, I guess I could just look it up. Packed ice recipe. Okay, so packed ice is 9. Okay, so they're both 9. So if you wanted to get blue ice, you need 9 packed ice, and you need 9 ice for 1 packed ice. I wonder how long it takes for ice, because this area, it says biome ocean now, which is really confusing. It still says ocean here, by the way, just so we're clear. Ocean, still ocean. So okay, that's a problem for sure. So something must have happened in an update where it changed the biome to be a ocean, but as long as the game says it's a different biome, it will behave differently, meaning this ice or the water won't freeze. So that's actually kind of a problem, and we can see this continuing to happen, because if you remember, if we head back to this spot back here, all of a sudden we got this like ocean monument. You can see the square perfectly cut out. Yeah, we got an ocean monument. I think that's because this area changed to an ocean, and it must have regenerated with the existing land and just put like all the landmarks there, which means we're gonna have to redo this. So I'm just gonna go break all this and then go find a actual snow biome. We might have to do kind of a nuclear option here, and that is maybe go through the nether, which is kind of sad. But it also makes me think, because you remember we went to that ice spikes biome, and that has a lot of ice already, and maybe I could just mine it and just have that farm there as well, and just make a bunch of farms, because these terrain bugs are really not helpful at all. Okay, so also I think I need some more gunpowder. I definitely am low on rockets. That's 1 gunpowder. I think we're onto something. Okay, well, looks like we're gonna need to get some more gunpowder here. Looks like we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. You know, maybe I'll do a creeper farm. Maybe I don't need to be doing this. Because at some point it's going to be sooner or later where you're just going to have to keep doing that over and over, and you're going to be like, man, I should just make a farm. So I think I should just make a creeper farm, honestly. I think we can do because the ice farm was so easy that, honestly, like, it's not going to take very long. It's just like 5 minutes of building, and then you're like done. We have a lot more room to do other stuff. So yeah. Okay, I've got all of the stuff we need for a creeper farm. The one I'm doing is, I can't remember who made it, but I do know the video. And the uploader was Orange Knight, and it says Creeper Farm 1.12 to 1.17, 2021. Again, with any kind of farm that's old, if you remember the mob spawners, it's a bit of a gamble. So we're gonna go find an ocean and build this thing and hope it works. So according to what it claims to be, the farm should make 16,000 items per hour. I think you end up getting some other stuff caught up in the mix. So if that's all gunpowder, I think it is. So hopefully. So if you can hear that sweet sound of pain, then you know it works. So maybe not even a minute, got 40 gunpowder. Pretty good. So already you can tell we need to be away from the spawner here, which is why we have an AFK area. Because you're far enough away where all the mobs in the area will just spawn down there. I don't think it really mattered because I was kind of out in an ocean, but it does eliminate some of the mobs that would have spawned on land. Either way, it works. So to kind of break this down, so you have each one of these platforms here, and there's basically a redstone chain running through the middle, which is done by dispensers and observers. So basically at the top, you saw those repeaters. That is just a clock of 24 4-tick repeaters. And so every time that does one cycle, every platform has a water bucket inside of dispensers. It will release that. And then another 24 repeater cycle goes all the way around, and then it retracts it. So but usually by the time it extends the water out in each one of these platforms, all the platforms are relatively full. So you can see, yeah, it was already going, and then the mob spawns, so you saw the creepers fall down. And then they all get moved onto this magma block platform, which they burn out, except for this guy. Uh-oh. I should probably get rid of that platform, but yeah, it works. So we finally had a success with a mob spawner. That gives me honestly more motivation to do more, because doing the OG mob spawner and all that was just a pain. So yeah, we got gunpowder. So I'm gonna stay here a little bit and just grab some, just wait it out, and then we'll go to the ice spikes biome. Okay, I've just grabbed a couple stacks. I don't need like too many right now. I can always just load up on that later. So, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I forgot that we had this huge body of water here by the end portal. I probably could have built that farm here, but whatever. Honestly, I don't remember where to go, so I think I'm going to look back at a video and see if I can't find the coordinates. Okay, so I've got our coordinates, negative 2,902 and 1924, so not very far. So I think that's just in this direction and a little bit to the left. Yeah, it's a shame that there's no packed ice in this update, because I'm pretty sure... I can't remember if they modified ice spikes in newer updates to have packed ice instead of just ice for their structure. But either way, it's too early for that, so it's going to be ice pretty much guaranteed. We got to be kind of careful with this area, because I actually really like the way it looks. I really don't want to like give it an eyesore, because it's a really cool area. It just looks really unique, so I just don't want to taint that area. There we go. Okay. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, we even have items on the ground still. But now that I'm thinking about it, I think I probably made a horse path here. I probably could have got here on horse, right? I think. Where does this lead back here? I mean, it's still faster with an elytra. I'm just kind of curious. Nope. Yeah, no, that was just totally... Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, I don't know if it would have been worth it to make a route like that. Okay, and thanks for that achievement that we already have. Thank you. Yeah, this area is just super cool. I wish it was bigger. I don't like there being a forest back there, but if we kind of just fly around, and if you kind of remember, like, it was something like this area. I think I'm just in the wrong spot. Either way, this is still pretty nice to have like a snowy plains like this. And I do remember looking at that spot that was in a snowy biome in another video, so I can always go look at that and double check. But anyway, we're here for ice. So what we're gonna do, maybe take out some of these, well, a couple of these ice spikes. I don't know. Oh wait, packed ice does exist? Hold on, one sec. What? Now I'm just confused because earlier I tried to craft packed ice, the ice we made from our first try at the ice farm, and it was a 9x9. I also tried a 2x2. So if it's not a 2x2 or a 3x3 crafting recipe, then what even is it? Right? Oh, you know what? I don't think you can craft packed ice in this update. That must be what it is. Okay, so that's interesting. I did not know that. So now we got to put the ice farm somewhere, and I'm thinking probably out of the way. Yeah, sort of towards the edge here is probably better. Okay, let's do this here. And then same thing as last time, I'm just gonna fill in this area, make it flat, and then rebuild it. Okay, I think I've got a clear enough area. I think this looks pretty good. And honestly, now that I think about it, there's so much space, I really should actually do 2. I think I might just clear this area out up here. Well, now that I think about it, maybe I should just do I should just do one giant one. I don't know what's really stopping me, honestly. Because, like, what's the point of making 2 if I can just make one giant one, right? I think I might actually fill this in. Mine this top out and have one really big flat surface to do this on. Because a 35 by 35 is only 1225. That's only 1,225 ice. You know, 100 by 100 would be nice. Just, you got to remember, like, it's so slow to get this ice that it's not going to be it just takes a really long time for it to, like I don't want to say grow, because that's the wrong word, but, like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think I'm just going to flatten this out, fill this in, and then flatten the other side over there, and see just how much room we can get. Okay, so I've got pretty much everything I need to dig out, and I think I've got the perimeter I need, I think. I might actually have to extend this, maybe. So pretty much almost got this done. Man, this is a huge area. I just gotta say, this is massive. So this is 100 by 100. I just need to, if you see where this sticks out here, I'm just gonna extend this all the way down there, and then we should be good. But yeah, that's obviously 10,000 ice. Okay, so I've nearly got all the water filled in here. It's pretty easy. As you can see, it just kind of goes all the way down, so you only just have to go diagonal in a straight line, and it does the rest. And then the fun part is when you get to the end, though, the most satisfying thing occurs. Oh yeah, that is satisfying. Oh my god, wow, that is the worst. There we go. Okay, it feels like the amount of ice you're getting, like the amount of time it takes to freeze is not fast at all. I mean, it's obviously going to be slow, but hopefully this is enough, is all. So I just checked, and it is in 1.13, so next update, we're going to get turtle eggs. So I think I'm going to go to the nether, and we're going to go build that gold farm. Hey, so I'm editing the video, and I'm sure that sounded super out of context. So I just wanted to mention that when recording, it never picked up a segment of me talking about how I wanted to build the gold farm that I had been always mentioning in other videos. And I was just kind of explaining how we don't have turtle eggs in this version, and so we won't be able to complete the gold farm in 1.12, but next update we will, because obviously the turtle eggs will aggro the pigmen. Just to clarify. Okay, so I've got all the stuff I need for, I think this is all I need for a gold farm. And honestly, I think I'm just going to kind of wing this. Gold farms aren't too crazy. It's pretty simple. Also, we're not even going to finish this video because we don't have any turtle eggs. And I don't want to do a build that you aggro the pigmen to get them to fall down the chute. You know what I mean? Like I don't, having them aggro is kind of it's a much more difficult build to make. And I also don't care for getting XP. So I really don't need to aggro them. So I think I'm just going to do the majority of it, and then the only thing I'm going to need is the turtle eggs. So next time in 1.13 when we have turtle eggs, I can just throw them in the build really fast. So I think what I want to do is, so I'm already up fairly high here at Y170, but what I want to do is, I think I'm just going to go up just enough to kill the pigmen. And then usually what you want to do, obviously in a gold farm, you see those huge magma block rings. But we're going to make them smaller diameter because that will allow the pigment to basically walk a shorter distance to get to the funnel. And so like if we had like 3 large rings, like really, really huge radius, the pigmen would have to walk, like you might get the same amount of pigmen, but there's also a mob cap of 70. So if not enough of them are dying fast enough, you're basically adding on time for how long it takes for basically one pigman to die. So we want to give the pigmen like the least amount of distance they can walk. That way you minimize the amount of like bottleneck time you have. So basically we're just gonna have a bunch of little rings going up higher rather than large wide rings, if that makes sense. Okay, so here is the magma block sections done. Just to kind of give you a visual for what this is going to look like. If you're curious, this is based on Nembomb's gold farm. It's literally, I just saw it and I was like, I think I'm just going to try to wing this. Mainly because I just kind of want to learn how like gold farms work in general. Because following a tutorial is nice, you don't really have to think, but knowing how like farms function and storage systems function just on your own gives you a better understanding. So if anything goes wrong, you know what to fix. And also you could make a design that's kind of tailored to what you want. I just happen to build this one because it is tailored to the one I want. Basically the original version of this, the pigmen come down and you actually hit them with a sword. And you get XP, but I don't care. I just want the items, so just them die onto hoppers, which is like super simple. So basically all I need is just these platforms, and I can add the eggs in later, and then I think I'll be good. So yeah, for right now, I'm just gonna kind of leave it as it is. Like I also don't have a high demand for gold and rotten flesh. Like I do because I can trade it with villagers and get, you know, basically unlimited emeralds. But I don't care that much. So like it's not like a necessity that this is like hyper optimal. I think I'm gonna end the video here. We got a pretty good amount done, I would say. Farm wise, it's always nice to have, you know, that gunpowder farm is huge. Now this gold farm that's coming up is gonna be great. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this. And again, I just gotta say, like, I know it's been a while, so again, I apologize to all the people who were probably anticipating another video and just kind of got left in the dust. Again, it was kind of it was a pretty complex situation for why I wasn't uploading. So I'll see you in 1.13.